Well, week number 10 and the NFL is here, and we are here to talk about our Buffalo Bills and the way the rest of the league is shaping out. Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, and let's get right into it. As always, I am Mike, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill and Mr. T. Reese. And fellas, how are we feeling? Still feeling good about that Kansas City win onto Miami here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now the only issue now is can they maintain this? I mean, they got more injuries again they got to deal with this week. May get some guys back. We'll see what they do. This is a good opportunity for Landon Jackson. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
Mhm.
He's going to have to take up the Hoyt role and see what they do with him.
yeah. I mean, and speaking of Hoyt, my God, that guy is that all that video making the rounds of him not wanting to even leave the bench after his injury. The guy's like a Buffalo legend already, and he's played 2 games here. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm still riding pretty high from them beating the Chiefs and getting to see Nick Wright make excuses all week. Um,
I love
like
it. Injected into
see,
my veins.
oh yes, I mean seeing him whine about how Josh Allen is the king of flopping and that as and him being Mr. Kansas City is always a pleasure. And as nice as it would be to not see them make the playoffs this year, I'm not quite ready to be committed to that. But I'm just a little worried going into this game with all the injuries. Hopefully they can stay healthy after this one. Like I'm not worried that they're not going to win. I'm just kind of worried that more people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, I have like minimal fear of this game. I think I know we were talking about it off air a little bit, but Miami is decimated. They traded players away. Tyreek Hill is not playing. Tua looks like a shell of himself. The coach is like actively trying to get fired at this point. Like Miami's a mess. And I think the Bills should steamroll them. And this will give us a good opportunity to get up to 7 wins. Hopefully the Patriots have a really hard game against Tampa, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I think this is a great opportunity for the Bills to get back in first place.
Oh, absolutely. The only thing that's real interesting to me is no one's, I guess some people may be mentioning it, but why are there so many warm up injuries? I've never seen a team have this many injuries in 3, 4 games. That's starting to become a little alarming.
Why? Who got hurt in warmups?
I mean, you're going from the Daquan Jones. You got 2 growing injuries that it came out of it. Taron Johnson has a growing. Now Benford may be playing because of a growing. All from practice.
Is
None of
this
this,
is this some sort of like conditioning issue then? Like
that's what I'm
what?
wondering because I think that didn't they fire somebody from the conditioning team last year and they hired somebody new to it this year.
I think
Could
you're
have
right.
sworn they got. I could have sworn they
Yeah,
got rid of like one guy, like the head guy or something like that.
It
yeah, I think
sounds
you're right about that.
It's just
that
weird to
does
me that
sound
all of a
correct.
sudden that now you're getting all these warm up injuries and practice injuries. Like, what's going on? And if anything, practice is supposed to be like slow, non contact. Kind of running through the motions, going over game plan. So I don't understand how these guys are getting hurt in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to look it up, but I'm not seeing it specifically. But
It
um
does sound familiar.
Yeah, it was like
so
a short,
let's
dark hair, tall. He had dark, short hair. I can't remember his name.
yeah, so let's break down the matchup here a little bit with Miami, and so we kind of get into it. So like overall for like a good chunk of the stats, I mean, up and down the board for both offense and defense, the Bills are pretty much fairly ahead of the Dolphins consistently in almost every statistical category. I mean, points per game, the Bills are almost at 30, the Dolphins are at 20. Total offensive yards per game, the Bills are almost at 400, the Dolphins are around 300. 235 passing yards a game to 208, 161 rushing yards a game to 97, leading in time of possession, leading in third down conversion rate considerably. I mean, just comparing these two offenses alone, the Bills, statistically should score about 10 more points than the Dolphins, just based on how, these teams have looked through 10 weeks so far.
And by the way, it's Eric Ciano. He was fired February 2025. So it's just weird that all of a sudden you get a new guy in there who's running that department, and now you got all these. We've never had anything like this before.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, statistics. That's why I said I don't think this game is going to even be close. I don't. I think the Bills are going to probably put over. They're going to put over 30 points in this game. I pretty much figured that. I think James Cook's day is going to be done by halftime. I think you're going to probably see a lot of the Ray Davis and Ty Johnson show in the second half. And then you're probably going to see this is a good test for Maxwell. I mean, this guy he's going to probably end up starting this game because of the Benford injury. Put him on Waddle. Let's see what the kid can do against him. And again, like I said earlier, Landon Jackson. Let's see what this guy got. I mean, I think he played in that was it the Baltimore game? He played
I
in one
think
of
that
these.
would be
Yeah.
one of
Yeah,
the only ones.
he looked terrible, and it looked like he was a little lost out there. So he hasn't really been in the lineup really doing too much sense. So let's see what they do. I mean, they're going to have to play him this week because they got Espinesa's out. We don't know about Daquan. Hoyt's out.
Thompson's out.
Yeah, I mean that front seven's got injuries, so he's going to probably get a good chunk of play in this game this week. Let's see what the kid can do.
I think on the offensive side of the ball, I feel like maybe our receivers can use this game to maybe find some rhythm with Josh. With how bad Miami's defense is between injuries, trades, and just lack of talent, I feel like this could be the perfect opportunity for maybe them to like get the reps in and get it maybe figured out a little bit more going forward. Yeah. And then on the defensive side, my big thing is, can we see Cole Bishop continue his success from last week? I mean, guy was one of the best players on the field last week, and I'd like to see if that was more than just a single game, like a single game spurt.
And to your
Yeah.
point with the wide receivers, I think it's time for us to start. I mean, they have no corners this week. Sue Douglas is now not playing, so now they got backups playing on both corner spots. I would like to start seeing them using some of the other guys in actual routes. Let's see Curtis Samuel run some deeper routes.
Yeah.
Let's see Elijah Moore run some deeper routes. Let's get these guys. Let's get some continuity going with these wide receivers. Because we're not going to win every single game just throwing the tight ends.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if it's working, like I don't want to get too far away from it, but at the same time, I agree with you, right? Like, it'd be nice if I don't think we're going to need Palmer for this game, but I would like, I'd like for him to come back. I especially want him to be here for that Tampa game because I think we're going to need him for that. So, but I am looking forward to him coming back, and hopefully, to your point, we can, get some more on the outside here. And just nothing about the Dolphins offense scares me at all. Like, I mean, it's Jalen Waddle and I mean Devon Achane, and that's it. And we've just always been so efficient against them. I'm just not super worried about it. And I have a feeling too that with the way Tua is, the Bills, which this is interesting to me, the Bills only have 4 interceptions on the year as a team. And I have a feeling that number is going to climb after this Sunday.
My question about Tua is, what's more likely, him to get injured against us or him to get pulled against us?
I mean, also, the one thing I don't want, we can't lose sight of, which, on paper we're saying we should beat them, but we got a weakness right now in our defense is our interior right now. And if
Yeah.
they decide that they want to run the ball, they do a lot of outside zone stuff, which the Bills have been really, really bad at defending this year. They decide to do that and they consistently do it all games that are throwing. It could be a long day for the Bills. That's all I'm saying. Because you got a lot of backups playing in the interior of that line this week.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
need to step up.
could keep it lower scoring for sure.
I don't know. I think that Miami just isn't that good. I mean, even with our not top tier players in there, this defense still looked a lot better these last 2 weeks. So my hope is that they can just carry that forward.
I agree, but I think the bottom line is I'm not worried about this at all. I think the Bills will cruise past the Dolphins and hopefully on to brighter pastures here. But any final thoughts you guys have on the game or where we go from here before we go around the league?
Is
No,
next week's the Tampa game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they need to. I think they just need to put the effort in to win this one pretty handily, so they can go into next week's game confident.
Yeah. I think the Tampa game is a home game too, so I think that'll
Yes.
be like perfect for that. But we start the slate off in Germany tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., where the Atlanta Falcons and the Indianapolis Colts, who came off of that shocking loss of the Steelers last week. And Indy, as we know, we talked about this during our draft episode. The Colts traded away the farm. Like they are going for it this year. They're going all out to try and win it this year. And the line is 6.5 here, and the total is 48. These overseas games often tend to be lower scoring, uh, but everything inside of me tells me that the Colts are going to steamroll the Falcons because the Falcons seem to be like decent one week and then terrible the next. And I think this is just like right on track for them because they were decent last week against the Patriots. They almost won. So they're due for a letdown to be terrible. So I think the Colts will steamroll them.
well, I mean, and also, this to tell us what kind of metal this team has because they came off that beating they had last week, and let's see how they rebound from it. I mean, is Daniel Jones and company going to kind of fold after that one loss, or are they going to rise up? I mean, this is going to tell a lot for that team right now. And let's not forget, I mean, Atlanta's not bad against the run.
Nope.
So that's Indianapolis's bread and butter. So I mean, you're strength against strength. Let's see who holds up.
This is my upset pick of the week. I think that Atlanta's going to win. I think they're going to build off of their game they should have won against New England, and I think that Indy is going to start to, I wouldn't say quite free fall, but start sliding backwards.
I hope you're right. This takes us to Jacksonville and Houston. Houston starting Davis Mills in this game. The line is Jacksonville -1, and the total is 37.5. Wow, that's depressing. I mean, Houston's got a great defense, and Jacksonville's missing almost all of its offensive weapons. So I guess I see why they're going that way with this line. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about this one?
Also, don't forget now, Houston's offense has been almost inept this season. They've only had a few games where they've scored points.
Yeah.
So now you're going to put a backup in there. I'll tell you this: they may have. Let's see if this comes in there and starts, zipping the ball over the field and scoring points. You may get a controversy going on in Houston. Let's not forget that. But
True.
I mean, point saying though, I mean, if the offense is how it's been, you're not getting points from either side because Houston's defense is really good.
Yeah, I think the backward slide of CJ Stroud is definitely worth investigating because I can't recall a quarterback who had such a great rookie year and now has had a multi-year sophomore slump. But I'd probably pick Jacksonville here just because they still have Trevor Lawrence leading them. And versus Davis Mills, unless like T said, he comes out and just starts gunslinging the ball around. I would go Jacksonville.
Because it's not like Houston doesn't have weapons, which is just
Yeah.
weird to me that they can't put up points. I think the
Yeah.
run game's kind of lacking, but regardless, they got some of the fastest receivers in the league, and
I love Nico Collins. He's fantastic.
yeah, I just don't understand why they can't score points.
Yeah. Next, we have a handful of games here actually that are really going to be just slogfests a little bit here. First, we have the New Orleans Saints, who are 1-8, visiting the Carolina Panthers. The line for this one is 5.5, and the total is 38.5. I guess Carolina's going to win. The Saints are bad, and
Yeah.
they are really trying. They are really just running it against the Jets to see who's going to get that first overall pick. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say on this one. I think, Carolina's a sneaky 5-4, and they, so they'll probably get to 6-4 after this, and they're going to be in contention.
I think I think Carolina's a better team than people give them credit for. And if they didn't have Tampa in that division, the sad fact is they'd probably win it. Considering how bad most of the other ones are or how inconsistent they are. Um, Division games can be weird though, so I wouldn't be surprised if something weird happened here and the Saints ended up winning. I still think I'd go probably Carolina though, and the under.
Yeah, 100%. I can't argue with either one of your guys' points. I do think Carolina's a better team in that spot. Granted, that's not saying much, but I mean, in this situation, team against team, I would lean towards the Panthers.
Next, another one. We go to New York, which is going to have quite the bad weather I'm seeing for tomorrow. The Jets and the Browns battle the bottom here, and the Jets, obviously, as we saw during the trade deadline, just decided to trade their whole team away. Like they are fully prepared to be in last place. So yeah, the line for this one is Cleveland favored by 2. Which when is the last time Cleveland has been favored on the road anywhere?
Yeah,
And they are 2-6.
Well, their
So
defense gives them everything.
I don't know how more than like, especially with there being bad weather, I don't know how more than like 20 points are going to be scored in this game.
Oh, yeah, I might agree with you. I mean, depending on when that weather starts in that game, I mean, you're probably looking at it under 37, maybe.
38's the total.
Yeah, I would take 37 in this spot.
yeah. I mean, especially if this is going to be a first case of two bad teams in bad weather. I
Hmm.
expect your description of it as a slogfest is a very apt description.
I mean, Cleveland might be able to get to like 24 points, but like, I don't even think the Jets are going to be able to get to 10.
No,
I just don't. Like, with bad weather aside, like, Cleveland's got a great defense, and I just don't think the Jets can score. I think the Jets have firmly just decided we want the number 1 overall pick next year.
yeah,
Uh,
I mean, I just think Cleveland's defense alone to win that game. I mean, that
Yeah.
the offense of the Browns won't have to really do all that much. They can probably kick field goals all game, and they'll still win the game.
yeah. And then we go to Chicago, where also there's going to be bad. It's going to be bad weather pretty much everywhere. Here too in Buffalo. Chicago and the Giants. Chicago's favored by 4.5 at home. The line is 46.5. Again, I like the under here because of the bad weather. Although Caleb looked great last week, New York is just like the Giants are just like it's the hospital bowl for them every week. Like they have nothing left.
Hmm.
You almost got to feel bad for that team, but I think Chicago should roll them relatively easily here.
They were looking good too. They would just catch a little bit of a little bit of heat there, and then injuries just plagued them. And with a team like that that's still rebuilding, your depth probably isn't all that good compared to like some of the upper echelon teams who are that's all they build is depth. Um, you know, I don't see them firing Dable. I think they've seen enough out of them this year that he's going to probably be back again next year. So I wouldn't even question that. I don't think he's on the hot seat. Um, I do think the Giants are fully aware of what the situation is, and let's not mention Dable and the GM also know each other and they're friends. So he's going to have a longer rope than most other coaches probably would have in this spot.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say too with Dable is I think if anything, all these injuries may have bought him more time. I think that the fact that the Giants have just been as utterly snake bit as they are is it's sad because they have a lot of talent, at least on the offensive side. I mean, I think their defensive side has looked a bit lost this season, which is crazy because during the preseason their defense looked pretty damn good. But it'll be nice to see next year what the Giants can do when they have everybody healthy.
yeah. Next, we go to Minnesota, where they are hosting the Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 4 on the road, and the line for this one is 49. Hammer the over in this one, I think, a lot in a dome. I think Lamar looked pretty good last week. And Minnesota is perfectly capable of scoring a lot of points. So I could see a lot of points being scored in this one. I probably lean Baltimore here, but I think it'll be a good match. This seems like it'll be a very good match.
Yeah, I don't know. I did. This would be a tough one for me to pick a winner.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd even touch a winner in this one because this game can go either way. There's a lot of variance between both teams.
Mhm.
So, I mean, obviously in that situation, you probably lean towards the home team, but I don't know. I just couldn't. I definitely agree with you with the over. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. It's
Mhm.
just that I just don't know. Both these teams, we don't know who they are still.
Yeah.
Baltimore's defense is still trash. So, what do you get out of this? And it's not like the Vikings can't score points either. For some reason, when McCarthy's in there, all of a sudden everybody can catch the ball. Anybody else in there doesn't seem to know how to play football anymore. So, I don't know. I do. I would. The over is a guarantee, though. I think in this.
I think that if the Minnesota team that shows up last week shows up and they can hammer Lamar, they were the way they were hitting Goff. I think Minnesota can easily win this game. Um, Especially being at home. I agree the points will be up. I don't know what it is about McCarthy, but versus when they had Wentz in there, they're like a completely different team. And I think that I'm still not sold on Lamar truly being committed to helping his team there. And I think Minnesota can pull it off.
I think the one difference between Goff and Lamar, though, is that Lamar can move around. Goff is a statue. Like Goff
Yeah,
doesn't
but
go anywhere. So I think the sacks will be down considerably in this game. Like I don't think Minnesota's defense will get home as much as they did last week.
Lamar's got that weak hamstring this year.
No comment. And then the final game of the 1 o'clock window, which is probably the best game and the one Bills fans will be most interested in, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home off a bye versus the New England Patriots. Tampa's favored by 2.5, and the line is 48. Reese, I'll let you go first on this one.
Let me just say this. I was very close to purchasing a Buccaneers hat today.
Yeah.
I have never in my life are going to be able to cheer for the Buccaneers like I would be cheering for them to. Let's just say that. I am a true fan. Put me on the bus there, Buccaneers fans. I am
Big
riding
show.
with you. Even if you want to stick me on the back of the bus, I'm fine with it. I am on the bus. Let's go, Baker.
I Yeah, I agree. We need Tampa to, I mean, especially coming off their bye and at home. And New England still hasn't shown that they can beat a good team. I mean, they should have lost last week to Atlanta. And the only good team that they've beaten so far this year was the Bills, and they barely beat the Bills too. I have zero confidence in New England against teams that are actually good. And I think that Tampa should walk all over them in this game. And I know that New England's missing a couple of players too. I believe Butt or Butte or whatever his name is, the one wide receiver out. Yeah, he's out, and I know they have a couple other injury things going on. So hopefully, the Bake Show brings them all the brownies.
So I heard I read an interesting story about this game, about Drake May specifically. So apparently Drake May is 23 years old and he went to school in North Carolina. And I don't know if you guys heard this story or not, but Tom Brady was being interviewed, and apparently 24 years ago, Tom Brady was also in North Carolina undergoing a procedure to clone himself.
No,
So, are we seeing the second coming of Tom Brady in a Patriots uniform?
No,
interesting.
we are not.
Interesting.
I just thought I'd put that out into the universe.
They,
No, no, I definitely would say no.
these sportscasters need to stop with the Drake May glaze. It is. I mean, it's not as nauseating as the Collinsworth Mahomes love fest, but it's starting to get pretty damn close. Well, here's a guy.
Moving to the 4 o'clock window, as it is every week, the Arizona Cardinals are always in the 4 o'clock window, and they will be playing the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's favored by 7. The total is 45.5. I think Seattle's going to kill them. Kyler
Let's
Murray's
not
not.
forget. You heard
Kyler
about
Murray's not
Kyler?
starting. Yeah, Kyler's done. He's done, isn't he?
Yeah,
I
they
think
said they'll have a conversation with him this week about his future.
I think Kyler's done in Arizona. And honestly, I don't see him being anything but a backup anywhere else. I mean, the guy's got a video game problem, he's got an attention span problem, and he can't understand playbooks, from what I understand.
Cleveland will pay him.
That's what I was
Cleveland,
going to say. That's
Cleveland
exactly
can't
what I was
afford
going
to
to
pay
say.
him.
They're going to trade for Kyler Murray. That is true, though. I don't know if they have the money to pay for him, considering they're still paying Deshaun, and
Yeah.
also on top of that, they just paid Myles Garrett a hell of a lot of money this year.
Well, then the Raiders will pay him, or the Saints will pay him.
Yeah, I could probably see. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets did it to next
Yeah,
year.
the Jets could
Next
do
year,
it too.
next
The
year is
Jets
not
are
a
going to
very
draft a
good
quarterback.
QB draft year, from what I'm understanding. So, very well, he could get traded.
Oh, you don't think the Jets are going to go and get Arch Manning?
I don't think they're. I just don't think. I don't think he's done enough for you not to bring in a veteran quarterback instead of letting him start. Let's put it that way.
Seattle's going to steamroll Arizona, by the way.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Absolutely, I think so. Jacoby Brissett. I mean, he has this weird with him, right? He'll have a game where you're just like, "Wow, look at this guy," and
Yeah.
then he'll just have a game you're like, "I don't think he knows what he's doing out there right now."
And he still doesn't look as bad as Kyler Murray.
And it's true, right? Right. The offense looks like it's somewhat, operational instead of Kyler Murray running the sideline to try to throw the ball somewhere.
But hey, now they'll never be able to hit the Hail Murray again against the Buffalo Bills.
It's true.
You really got to work on your jokes. We really got to work on it. Write these down and practice them with some other people, see if they laugh, and then we'll right?
Hey, my mom laughs at my jokes. So,
No, she has no choice.
Next, we go to this one's interesting to me. Next, we go to San Francisco, where the Rams are in town. Both teams have 6 wins, and the Rams on the road are favored by 6, and the total is 49.5.
Yeah.
well,
That's
I mean,
interesting to me. That's very interesting to me that San Francisco is a home dog.
well, considering that their team is like mostly hospitalized, like the fact that they have 6 wins and they are these probably second most injury prone team in the league after the Giants is pretty impressive. I think the over being as high as it is probably because the Rams can pretty much put that up whenever they want. Um, I think it makes sense though having the Rams being favored here.
Yeah. Oh, also, I mean, did you see San Fran last week?
Yeah,
No good.
Yeah.
No good. And they got. I mean,
they won, but it wasn't a good win.
no, it wasn't. But I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, their offense looks like it's on its last legs. I mean, I'm actually surprised that they just don't run the ball every down instead of trying to throw the ball. I mean, you're better off running the ball, and with the way that offense is functioning right now, and their defense is a mash unit.
Problem is they can't run the ball that much because McCaffrey will get hurt then.
I mean, that's at the end of every game, you're watching military medical helicopters flying into San
Yeah,
Francisco, picking up more players to bring them out. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. I just, again, this, as the league keeps trying to say is making it safer. I get it. Like they're talking about the big stuff, like concussions and things like that. But let's. I mean, I've never seen seasons where it's but maybe the last 2 or 3 seasons where teams have had this many injuries.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
considering nowadays in football, players don't play on the field. They don't play as many plays that they used to play back in the day, unless you're an MVP player or a defensive of the year player. That type of player will play more downs. But right now across the league, everybody kind of, does a lot of rotational stuff. So I just don't understand how you're getting so many injuries and you're on the field less time. It's very
Speaking
interesting. Somebody should look into that.
speaking of injuries, is Brandon Ayuk just done like forever?
I
What
forgot
is
he
his
was
injury?
playing.
He was injured. He got injured last year,
Yeah.
and he's not played this year.
The hell happened to him?
I mean, I think it was an ACL last year, but like there's not even a whisper of him coming back.
I thought that was right before this season.
No, he got hurt last year.
Oh wow. I don't know. I forgot that he wasn't even playing right now.
Yeah,
That's how forgettable the Niners have been this year.
yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to hold on to Shanahan. I mean, how many years can you use injuries as a reason why you're not winning playoff games or a Super Bowl by now?
I
I
mean, they're
mean,
still winning,
they're
and
still
I mean,
yeah, they're still winning. I mean, they're
if
6-3. That I mean, in a division with the Rams and the Seahawks, they're 6-3. Actually, every team in that division except Arizona has 6 wins.
Do you
and
recall
I
the
mean,
Rams going to the Super Bowl and then trading their quarterback the next year after they lost it?
I mean, the if San Francisco subscribes to the Sean McDermott way of keeping their coach employed, he could be safe there. I mean, as long as they're winning the games, that's all that matters to them, to some teams.
Yeah. Moving on, this will be a good one. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 2.5, and the total is 44.5. That's actually, I'm sorry, that's the night game, but that looks like it'll be a good one. Nothing.
What do you got,
Yeah,
Sean?
I was thinking about it for a sec. I mean, Chargers, if they come out and sling Rivers is slinging the ball around like he was last week, they should beat Pittsburgh. I think that Pittsburgh's another one of those teams that's off and on, and with their big win over the Colts, but they do need to keep their wins up, especially with Baltimore winning last week. They want to make sure they're staying ahead there.
Did I just jump back in time?
Where did I say?
Did you just say Rivers?
Did I say Rivers?
You did say Rivers.
Oh, no, not Rivers. Damn it.
Herbert.
Yes, Herbert.
Ah,
Sorry, was thinking Chargers.
Old man Rivers.
ah,
Herbert slinging the ball around the way that he was. Um, there's only one old man playing football in that game, and that's Aaron Rodgers, running from the shadow man.
Yeah, I know. This game can go either way. I haven't been impressed with the Chargers at all this year. I haven't been impressed with Pittsburgh at all this year. So I think this game goes either way. I don't think it really matters. I mean, both
I'm
teams
kind
are
of
over 500, and it doesn't really hurt either one of them if they win or lose. Um,
yeah, I'm kind
okay.
of pulling for the Chargers though because I want to keep Kansas City out of the postseason.
Oh yeah, I know. I agree with you. I mean, if I'm going to cheer for anyone, it's going to be the Chargers. But I
Well,
mean, I just think that between these two teams, I just don't. Neither team. That's another team that you just don't know who they are.
sh shouldn't we cheer for Pittsburgh though? Because we have Denver keeping Kansas City out right now, and don't we want Baltimore to be kept out too?
Well, Kansas City, Denver's going to probably win that division, but Los Angeles can hold a wild card spot that would otherwise not go to Kansas City, right? Because you figure New England and Buffalo are going to get in. One of those teams is going to be a wild card. Denver and the Chargers are going to get in. One of those teams is going to be a wild card. And then you pick your poison, I guess, with either Kansas City, Jacksonville, or Baltimore or Pittsburgh, right? So I pick my poison and I probably take Jacksonville of all of those teams, right?
Yeah. It's crazy too for the Chargers with the way they started the season with that big win over Kansas City that they couldn't build off of that into more than they have.
I mean, they're still 6-3, so it's not
Yeah.
like horrendous.
They've had some
But
bad
I just
losses
think that
though.
the style of offense they're running is dated, and I think that's one of the issues they're having over there. And I also don't think they have a lot of trust in Herbert. You know, to run an offense like you normally see from like how you see from Josh Allen and Mahomes. Remember, they were trying to put him up in that category, at one point in his career, and he just never has been able to be that guy. So, like I said, I think this game goes either way.
They've had running back injuries too, right?
Then they're
Yeah.
Joe Alt is down too for them, which is an absolute killer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And then the last game that I forgot to mention was Detroit traveling to Washington. Detroit is favored by 8, coming off that really upsetting loss to Minnesota last week. And the total for this one is 49. I think this is a get right game for the Lions. Washington's not good, and I think Detroit will kill them.
I'm worried about injuries for the Lions in that game. That field is trash.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of speed guys who are used to running inside of a dome. And if you can read the stories about that field there, and it's supposed to be like weird weather this weekend. I'm hoping so. I like the Lions. I just hope they just don't get a lot of injuries because they run a high flying, speedy type offense, and that field is not going to be really kind to them.
With Jaden Daniels down after that gruesome arm injury last week, I don't know that Washington has much of a chance for most of the season left. I think Detroit will come out and probably demolish them, try to look good for the president being in attendance.
Yeah, did you hear about that? Do you hear that story that apparently he wants to have the stadium named after him? Because of course he does.
This guy, this guy's got to cut it out, man. He's got to cut it out.
We're not gonna we won't get into it on this channel, but with that, yeah, so that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and looking forward to squishing the old fish tomorrow. And we will have our post game for you guys coming to you guys live probably on Monday, where we'll break it all down. So with that, have yourselves a fantastic evening and a great NFL Sunday, and take care.